up, everybody? It's your boy L Slack, and you're watching the Vulgar Uplander. It's 9:28 a.m. in my car on my way to work. I lost my mic. It fell off in my car somewhere, so I can't use it. You're gonna hear some weird road noise or whatever. You know, I don't know what sounds better. I prefer the mic, but maybe you don't. Maybe you don't care about the weird sounds in the background. I do, but that's me. Anyhoozle. Yeah, we're just gonna make do with what we got here. Ooh, there's a Kappa. Got someone pulled over. Better slow the fuck down. Anywho, yeah. I hope everybody's war is going good for them. I'm pretty happy. I'm on the cyborg side, and currently we are kicking the dog shit out of the other two factions. Let's take a look at that, just in case I'm wrong. Where's the leaderboard thing? Leaders. No, not visitors. Where the fuck is it? Why isn't it on there? What the dog shit? Is it not there? Is it not normally here in the leaders section? What in the flying fuck has happened? Well, normally it's there, and you can see it. As of yesterday, from what I could tell, we were dominating. I assume that we'll continue to dominate, as nobody can stack up against the fierce cyborgs. Everybody else is just so primitive in nature. They can't handle the heat. So yeah, good job, everybody. Keep working other factions. My faction's doing their thing, and we're having a fine time. Just winning as one does. So yeah, pretty stoked about that. Hopefully that continues for the next few days, so we can find ourselves victorious at the end and maybe get a little bit of sparklet action. You know how it goes. Got my kofefe from my local Dutch brothers and my favorite barista. Well, I don't know, barista bro, I don't know what the fuck to call him. I don't know, this dude there, he's super cool, very friendly. I don't know, everybody else is fine, but this dude asks a lot of questions, a lot of good questions, not just empty questions. You ever go to your coffee shop and they're like, hi, how was your day? And they don't give a fuck, but they ask because they're supposed to. This dude probably doesn't give a fuck either, but he genuinely seems interested. And so the dude has memorized my name, which is really impressive. So when I come through, he says hi. He knows my fucking drink. Look, I don't even get coffee that often. Maybe once a week, maybe. On Wednesdays typically. And this dude, fucking the few times that I've driven through and he's taken my order or been the one delivering, he fucking has got it figured out. He's like, hey, Rob, here you go. Here's your drink. Enjoy. You getting coffee today? You're gonna get a fucking chai. And I'm like, fuck, dude, today's just like a chai day. And if I mix it up, he's like, oh, you're mixing it up today, huh? I'm like, I guess so. Fucking dude's rad. Super stoked. So it's always nice when you get a good barista. I don't know what you call him. I'm gonna call him a barista bro. That feels right. Anywho, enough about that. What was I gonna say? Yeah, what the fuck, is there an announcement or something about these? About the leaders thing? No, just the cyborg channel doing cyborg channel things, but we don't need to look at that. Yeah, fuck, I don't know. Where the fuck? Why isn't it there? It should be there. Is there a leader? Let me look at the leaderboards here. Upland structure list. Okay, I don't know. I don't know where the fuck that list is. Apparently, it's not where it's normally at for whatever reason. So go back. Property. Yeah, I'm looking here. Collection settings, challenges. Leaders. That's where I've been finding it. Why isn't it there? It was at the top. It shows like the cyborgs winning, but whatever. Maybe they hate me today. You know. Yeah. So I feel pretty good about the faction. That thing is popping. It's doing its thing. You know. Overcoming adversities as one brilliant faction does. So that's pretty exciting. You know what's not exciting though? Here's the thing. I'm gonna go on a little bit of a bitch fest. You know, sometimes these things happen. And I look. Before I go off here, please, if I am wrong, correct me, because there ain't nothing wrong with being wrong, and I'll own that shit all day long. I'm happy to own it. I'm not some self-righteous person that doesn't want to admit my faults or my wrongs or, you know, whatever. I'll own that shit if I'm wrong. So what I'm referring to is the lack of communication from Upland. Okay? Another example of a lack of communication. Now I know, and this is nothing against X1, right? You gotta defend your position, just like I'm gonna defend mine. As a user, a consumer, if you will, the information that is shared openly and freely. Sometimes, not all the time. Look, I will admit that communication for many things has been better as of late, but this is yet another example where we run into a situation where vital information was withheld for seemingly no good reason, and it's frustrating. So I'm talking about the fact that you can earn points outside of just having structure ornaments for this war. So the understanding was, and again, if I am wrong, please tell me and show me where I'm wrong so I can redact what I'm about to say. Nowhere did I read, and I looked through this a couple times, anywhere that it said that you'd be scoring points for anything other than structure ornaments that are placed. Okay? Now I understand that this is a beta and things are subject to change, right? I'm not opposed to that. What I am opposed to is when things change without notice and when you're in the midst of something already, right? Now if Upland wanted to say, hey, we've been doing some internal reviews and we think it's probably actually a good idea that we allow you to score points on cannons and fucking staking sparklets and the chests or whatever. So on this date we're going to start accumulating points for that. So we'll give you about 24 hours or maybe 12 hours or whatever the case may be. So be ready. We're going to make this change mid-game. We think this is going to be better for the overall experience. I would be totally fucking fine with that. 100% fine with that. If there was communication ahead of time. But the fact is that you wake up the next day and you look at some points and you're like, well, this seems odd. Why the fuck am I getting points for something that I was not expecting to get points for? Look, I'm not mad I got points that I wasn't expecting to get, and I'm sure other people are not mad that they're getting points they were not expecting to get, but it changes the game, right? It changes the game without notice. It changes the strategy of the game. It changed the way I was entering this game from the very beginning, as a smaller player with a smaller account who has to be more strategic about the things that they're purchasing, the things that they're keeping, the things that they're trading, where they're putting and placing items, how they're making deals to get items or placement or properties or whatever. I have to be way more strategic than the whales and the bigger players in the game, because I don't have the resources to throw at the war like some players do, right? I understand this is a pay-to-win game, okay? But when you're setting up a war and you're setting up this battle that is geared towards, all, right? Nowhere did it say, hey, this is for big players only. Nowhere did it say this is for, new players, anything like that, right? It's a war. It's for everyone. It's a fucking team game. It's a, there's an individual aspect of this game. But you don't give people the information they need to make an educated fucking decision about how they're going to strategically go against the opponent, right? And if that was the route you were going to go, if you said, hey, there's secrets along the way, we're not going to tell you. There's going to be surprise. Cool. Let me expect the unexpected. I'm okay with even that, right? But that's not the case. There was no inclination that there was going to be any other sort of fucking mystery scoring or anything like that. It was boom, boy, you wake up, you look at the fucking snapshot and you see there's some different points on there, like where the fuck did these things come from? And then you come to find out like, oh hey, yeah, now you can fucking score in these things. It's fucking magic. Nobody wants to go to a fucking I don't know. I don't even have a good analogy. I was going to think of something magic. You don't go to a magic show and expect there not to be magic. You expect there to be magic, right? You don't go to a fucking, I don't know. I thought I was going to be able to come up with some good analogy, but I lied to myself internally. You don't go to a fucking, I don't know, business dinner. How about that? You don't go to a fucking business dinner and you show up expecting to talk business with your associates and then come to find out there's a fucking magic show on stage, which is distracting from your business. Okay? And now my screen went black. Son of a bitch. Did it freeze on me? Yes, it did. Let me fix that. Hold on. I got you. What's this? Hey, it's back. Anyway, sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy driving and ranting. But yeah, you don't fucking, that's a shitty analogy, but yeah, you don't go to a fucking, a business conference and expect there to be a fucking magic show. You don't do that, right? Nobody would do that. Unless you say it is, hey, you come to this business thing, we're going to have a magician performing as well. You're like, okay, cool, I wonder what I'm going to fucking see, right? You go into the war and say, hey, there's going to be surprises and twists along the way. But we're not going to tell you what those surprises or twists are. Just know that there could be something. And so expect the unexpected or whatever. That would be fucking fine, right? Then you're prepared for something random to happen. Not for there not to be any information. In fact, the only information given with no inclination that you're not going to change anything. And then they fucking pull the rug out from under you and say, hey, you're going to get points for other shit that you weren't ready to get points for. Good. Thanks, I guess. But I would have done things differently, is my point. I would have done things a lot differently. I had some trades and some deals I made that maybe I would have not done had I known what I know right fucking now. Okay? And that part sucks. That part sucks. This is the lack of communication, or the maybe not even the lack of the unwillingness to communicate. Because I have a feeling, looking back retrospectively, that maybe there was some writing on the wall that nobody knew they needed to be even thinking about, that might allude to the fact that there could be something more going on, but nobody was given any reason to believe that that would be the case, which I think is problematic, frustrating. Let me lube up real quick. the old vocals. That's the shit I don't like. It seems like deception, right? And nobody wants to be deceived, by their fucking maker. You know what I mean? And I don't know if that's intentional or not. I feel like it should have been handled a different way. That's where I'm at. Like, and again, if there's communication in there that says, hey, be prepared for something random, or like, other than them saying, hey, it's a beta, like, we're gonna make, I don't recall them saying they're gonna make changes along the way. I do recall that them saying, hey, this is a beta, and so we're gonna take this information and things could change. But no inclination to me that it's going to change, midway through the game or partway through the game, or through the battle. The way I interpreted it was that it would be information would be gathered, and then they would take that information and use it for the next one, or when they would decide that they're going to go 1.0 with wars or whatever the fuck. Again, no indication that it was going to be a random change in the midst of the game. Okay, that's where I have the problem, right? I'm not mad I got some extra points. I'm just mad that I would have done things differently. I think there's a lot of other players that probably would have done things differently had they known that was the case. I know I would have made different deals. I know that for a fact. And I think I may be worse off because of the deals I made, assuming that, not even assuming, I didn't assume. I was told, we were told that structures were going to be the only things that get you points. Okay? So it's not even an assumption. Those are the facts. So I was going off the information that was given to me to say, hey, this is how you're going to score points. So I set my shit up with the understanding that I would be getting points one way and one way only. But here we are. Now I don't think I'm going to get in the top 3. It's not super consequential for me, but I do want to be higher on the leaderboard, because the more points I contribute to my team, the better reward theoretically I get at the end for like winning the challenge. If the cyborgs win, I would get like a greater drop of Sparklet, I guess. And that's important, especially if you believe in the fucking project, you believe in Upland, and you believe in Sparklet like I do. I want as much of that shit as I can get. And so if I'm going to be putting my time and effort in, I want to make it worthwhile. I want it to be legit. I don't want to fucking frivolously spend money and then have Upland fucking hoodwink me here and do something different that they never indicated that they were going to do. So that's the shit that pisses me off, right? It just fucking irritates the shit out of me. I understand that the communication has been better, and I'm not here just to bitch and to not read the announcement. I do fucking read the announcements. I read the whole fucking thing a couple times, and nowhere did I see anywhere, nobody that I talked to did they see anywhere that they said anything about getting points outside of structure ornaments. Nowhere. Not fucking anywhere. Okay? I didn't see that shit on Twitter or X. I didn't see that in game. I didn't see that in announcements. I didn't see that from anywhere. It wasn't until after the snapshot, when people noticed that they were getting points for different shit, that they're saying, hey, actually, we are getting points for this stuff. In hindsight, I think it's a good addition. I think it's a really good addition. I think it's a good move. I just want more communication about it. I don't want to be left in the dark when some fucking thing like this happens. That's the shit I'm pissed about. Not that you made the change. I think it's a good change. I think it's a valuable change. I think it's a smart change. I think it's the change something we should have had from the very beginning, from the very get-go. I can't emphasize that enough. I think it's a great move. Just piss poor application of the move. I get to be fair and criticize. If somebody wants to criticize me, by all means, please do. I don't have an issue with being criticized at all. You don't like my language? Cool. That's fine. Don't listen, right? If I was so pissed off, I just wouldn't play the game, but I still like the game. But I'm gonna have criticism for something when they do something that isn't, in my opinion, right. Or they don't meet the bar, right? I have high expectations for a game that I've put a lot of time, effort, and energy into, that I value in really high regard. This isn't, communication is not a novel aspect. This is not like a technological advancement. Communication isn't. It's literally somebody just typing some shit out there or making a video and saying, hey, update, this thing is going to be happening now before the snapshot. Just be fucking ready. Just know this is a thing that's coming, right? Not a fucking mystery discovery. Like, what the fuck? That's weird, right? That's fucking strange. You know what I mean? That's like, I mean, maybe some people can relate to this. That's like being an only child for, the first 10 years of your life, and your parents decide, 5 years ago that they were like, I think we're gonna have another kid, but I don't think we should tell our other kid, at least not yet. And then fucking 5 years later, when you're on your 10th birthday, they say, surprise, happy birthday, you got a brother, here you go. Just out of nowhere, this other kid comes out the cuts, right, that they've been taking care of for fucking 5 years. And now what you thought you were an only child and that you were the love of your parents' life, now you gotta split that shit up. You know how fucked up that would be? That's what you're doing. You're dropping another fucking baby on me on my 10th birthday, Upland. Okay? Now, am I happy to have a little brother? Yes. I got somebody I can pick on and beat up. But am I pissed off at my parents for hiding the fact for the last 5 years that I had a fucking brother? Yes, I am. That's annoying. And not cool, Upland. Not cool. You don't make surprises like that. Okay? That's a no-no. An inside story, something very similar happened to me, except I was 16 years old, and I come home one day. Maybe this is where this comes from. Let's dive into the psyche, into the trauma of LSLAC here. When I was 16 years old, I come home one day from school, and I show up at home, and my sister, I have a sister, and she's like, hey, guess what? Like, it's fucking Tuesday, right? I don't know, it's Tuesday. And she's like, no, let me introduce you to your sister. I'm like, what? Excuse me? She's like, yeah, this is our stepsister, so-and-so. I'm like, what? The fuck are you talking about? And then my sister and mom and stepdad, who my stepdad's been in my life since I was 3 years old, proceed to tell me that my stepdad has 3 kids that I was unaware existed. And now, all of a sudden, I have a new stepsister, who, mind you, is older than me, a little bit, a couple years. So I got this, like, I think she was 19 when she showed up. I'm 16. Thing is just me and my sister. And then one day, my stepsister shows up out of nowhere with no indication that this was fucking happening. Just shows up. And I'm like, hey, what's up? Stepsister, this is the weirdest thing I've ever experienced. And mind you, she also has a husband who's there and a son, a small child. He's like 2. And I'm like, what the fuck? All of a sudden, I'm an uncle out of nowhere. All of a sudden, I have a stepsister and a stepbrother-in-law. I'm like, what the fuck? And then they proceed to tell me, oh, in 2 weeks, your brothers are coming. And guess what? They're all moving in. I'm like, what? What? The fuck? Yeah, so 2 weeks later, I got these 2 brothers that show up that I've never met. All of a sudden, what I thought was just me and my sister and my mom and my stepdad, we now have 3 more siblings and a nephew and a brother-in-law. Talk about a fucking gut shot, a fucking getting sideswiped. Talk about fucking the ultimate little I don't know, deception. Okay, in a small way, Upland, you have done this to me. Okay, you don't think I would have prepared my whole life had I known I had 2 stepbrothers and a stepsister out there to say, hey, let's meet these people. I would love to have some brothers. I would love to have another sister. Because I look at my stepdad like my dad. I call him dad. Well, up until he died. But he was my dad. Still is my dad. I love him to death. I love my stepsister and my stepbrothers. They're just my brothers and my sister. But it's fucking bizarre, right? I love Upland. I love this new change, actually. I just wish there was some communication. So that way I could have prepared for it. I could have done something differently. I would have lived life differently in Upland had I known what the fuck was coming. Just like in real life, I would have lived life differently had I known I had 2 brothers and a sister out there. Things would have been dramatically different all throughout my life. Okay? This is an extreme example. But it's similar. It's in the ballpark. Upland. Get with the fucking program. Do the right fucking thing. Communicate better. In advance. That's the key, right? You had this big long fucking post about all the stuff that was coming, and I appreciate that. That was good information. All of it was good. You did more than I think you've done for most other things. You put a lot of information out there. It was awesome, right? Bravo, congratulations, you did it. You followed through, and you gave us more information than we probably needed. Well, not that we probably needed, than you have in the past. You gave us plenty of information to make really good educated decisions, except for the fact that you decided partway through, before you're going to score some points, that there's an extra way to score some shit, but people had already made decisions prior to that change that you then didn't tell anybody about until after the fact. Okay? That's kind of fucked up. Just gonna say. It's kind of fucked up. Not cool. Anyway. I will stop beating this dead horse. Okay? It's just, as you can imagine, it's triggering. Okay? Fucking triggering. Maybe there's other people out there that feel the same way I feel. Maybe not for the same reason. I feel like maybe that I have a weird experience, but maybe they have, similar feelings for a different reason. So something tells me that other people other than me would have done things differently had they known the information that they know now. Just saying, it's vital information, whether you think it is or isn't. Gotta keep it lubed up. I don't know if I'm getting just like a touch of the ickies, but man, my throat's been all phlegmy and shit. All phlegmy. Oh, it's 27 degrees Fahrenheit out here. That's not good. That means the roads be slicky. Actually, they've been pretty dry, so it should be okay. But this corner I'm coming up on right now, notoriously, for whatever reason, is slippery. So we're going to take her slow, that part. There we go. No problem today. I got the all-wheel drive, so that helps tremendously, let me tell you. But it doesn't mean you can't catch a patch of ice that sends all four wheels off the cuts, and then you're fucking fucked. Okay, but so far so good. Ooh, we went from 27 to 29 degrees, so yay for me. Anyway, yeah, so other than that, the wars are going good. It's been kind of fun, like strategizing and working with some people and conversing about how we're going to defend certain spots. I got Blue Rain trying to fuck with me, and I think it's awesome. I love it, that part. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got this property. She's got a property. Now she scores more points. But we can rally. We're like, hey, put some fucking cannons here. Put a fucking cart here. Let me put my defense shit up. I think that is fucking cool. I think it would be way cooler if it was a smaller city, to be honest, where it was more compact, and it was harder to find these like bubbles where nobody's close to you. Because right now it's pretty easy in some ways to isolate yourself, right? Which I think is also good. I think there's different strategies depending on the bigger or the smaller size of the city. But I think it would create even more excitement and drama had it been a smaller city. Or you have more people. But I think we couldn't even sell out 200 passes each. So, hopefully there's some adjustments along the way that sort that out. Maybe again, we talked about a little bit on the neutral zone, like maybe making it cheaper, making it with UpX, or maybe a combination of the both, or I don't know exactly. I'm sure Upland, they're pretty smart. They got some really good ideas, right? Sometimes implementation of those ideas suffers at times. Doesn't necessarily make them bad. It just, we're not going to go there again. But yeah, they're a smart group of folks. So I think they've got some good ideas. So anyway, they probably know how to make this more fun and more engaging for the next round, which I'm excited to see. So and then of course the community giving feedback is really important, which will help improve the game as well. And there's a lot of really smart people out there in the community that have some really cool ideas. Yeah, so I think the combination of the community plus Upland with their ideas, I think could make the next iteration of Sparklet Wars even better. And I have no doubt that will be the case. No doubt in my mind at all. I already think this is one of the coolest things that Upland has done. Yeah, I just think it's rad. So yeah, that's that for now. Hopefully the next one's in a smaller city. I think that would be really cool. What else? I know we talked the other day on the old neutral zone about some shit. Lots of different things, but I don't know. I kind of mostly just wanted to get on here and bitch about that discovery. I was at work all day, so I can't take my phone into work with me because I work in a prison, and I just can't. And then I also can't just get on a web browser and go to Upland. They just don't allow it. The internet's pretty restricted at work, and I probably shouldn't be doing that while I'm at work anyway. So, especially when I work for the government. Anywho, so yeah, I'm completely isolated from all things Upland. I can't check Discord. I cannot check Upland proper. So I'm just fucking in no man's land, not knowing anything I get off work. So, and not only that, like, I leave. It takes me almost 2 hours to get to work. So, it's very difficult to get up on information when I leave in the mornings. And then I don't really get information until I get home. Like, yesterday, I left at like 7:30 in the morning. I got home at like 9 o'clock at night. And so between 7:30 in the morning and 9 o'clock at night, I'm in the dark 100%. Because I can't really see a whole lot on my phone. I can't read very easily while I drive. As you know, I've tried to do that on these videos in the past. So yeah, it's just not a super doable thing. So I'm pretty oblivious, especially right now when there's so much going on with wars. It's very dynamic, and things are changing potentially all the time. And we're strategizing and moving things around, and information needs to be had. And I come back and I got fucking people attacking my shit, and I got to make some moves, and I got a very limited amount of time where I can communicate with people to say, hey, what the fuck, help me out here or whatever. So yeah, I don't remember where I was going with that, but I did have some, I don't know, I had something I was going to say, but now I can't recall. Anyway, well, fuck me, I guess. Totally brain farted. Live and in person. You've seen it here first. Anyway, I don't know. Dude, this looks like a real slick part of the road. It's all frosty and shit. Everywhere that there's shade, man, it gets all frosty, but where the sun is hit, road's perfectly fine. Don't want to hit those frosty spots in the shades. We'll be going into a ditch or the river. One side's the ditch, one side's the river. And it's a beautiful river too. Very, very pleasant looking. Where the fuck am I? I haven't been paying any attention. I've just been driving, man. So, anyway, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe we just get off of here since I'm brain farting my ass off. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for doing all the things. Like and subscribe if you feel like I've earned it or whatever. That'd be pretty rad. I wouldn't be upset at that at all. In fact, I'd probably really appreciate it. So, yeah, go ahead and do that if you're so inclined. I'm just going to continue driving and, focusing on the road, doing that thing that I got to do, because I don't want to die or get in an accident. I want to make more videos. We got lots to report on in these next few days of the wars. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna go. Yep. I don't want to keep rambling on. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Look out here in the near future. I think next week. I got, not this Friday. I don't have any interviews this Friday, but I think on the 31st, not this Friday, but Friday after next, 2 Fridays from now, I will be doing, if all goes well, if the schedule still aligns, as I hope it does, I will be doing an interview with ex-OG Killa. I just call him OG Killa. Yeah, this is a dude I met in Las Vegas who is also an Oregonian, such as myself. In fact, we don't live all that far apart, probably like an hour away. I probably should catch a beer with this dude at some point, and that would be a far better way to do this if I, didn't have kids I had to watch. And maybe I'll do that. Anyway, also a beautiful little cyborg. So we're gonna chat with him in a couple weeks. So just be ready for that. I'm pretty stoked about it. Yeah, and maybe I got some other cool surprises coming down the road as well. You know, things are always changing and moving and shaking, and you know, it's pretty fluid up in the vulgar uplander world. So you never know what you're gonna get. Man, my throat is doing some things. Yeah, so keep your eyes open for some new shit coming. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Hope all is well. Stay warm. If you're in a cold area, we got a real big cold front coming in. And if you're on the other side of the world, you know, stay cool. You know, don't get too many sunburns and shit. Go swimming or something. I don't know. Enjoy the life. All right, guys, I'll check you later. And until then, peace.